Kazuo Taoka. The name itself carried weight. It was a name that resonated through the streets of Japan, a name that evoked both fear and respect. Born in 1913 in the port city of Kobe, Taoka's early life was marked by hardship and struggle. Orphaned at a young age, he was taken in by a local Yakuza boss, who would become his mentor and guide him into the world of organized crime. It hung in the air like smoke, a whisper that sent chills down the spines of businessmen and gangsters alike. Taoka's rise to power was swift and ruthless. By the time he was in his 20s, he had already established himself as a formidable force within the Yakuza. His reputation for violence and cunning strategy earned him the nickname Kuma, or the Bear. In the shadowed alleys of Kobe, his name was law. The streets were his domain, and he ruled them with an iron fist. But Taoka was not just a brute, he was a master tactician. He understood the importance of alliances and loyalty, and he built a network of followers who were fiercely devoted to him. In the gilded cages of Tokyo's elite, his influence was undeniable. Taoka knew that power was not just about muscle, it was also about connections. He cultivated relationships with politicians, businessmen, and even law enforcement, ensuring that his reach extended far beyond the streets of Kobe. He was the Oyabun, the Godfather, the undisputed king of Japan's underworld. His word was law, and his followers obeyed without question. Taoka's leadership style was a blend of fear and respect, and he inspired a loyalty that was both fierce and unwavering. Taoka's life was a tapestry woven from silk suits and blood oaths, political backrooms and brutal gang wars. He navigated the treacherous waters of post-war Japan with a combination of charm and ruthlessness, always staying one step ahead of his rivals. He was a study in contradictions, a ruthless criminal who commanded unwavering loyalty, a shrewd businessman who navigated the murky waters of Japan's post-war society. Taoka's ability to balance these dual identities made him a formidable and enigmatic figure. His story is a journey into the heart of the Yakuza, a glimpse into a world governed by honor and violence, tradition and ambition. The Yakuza Code, or Ninkyo, was a complex web of rules and rituals that dictated every aspect of a member's life. Taoka embodied this code, and his life was a testament to its power and influence. This is the story of Kazuo Taoka, the man who dragged the Yakuza from the shadows and into the corridors of power. Under his leadership, the Yakuza evolved from a loose collection of street gangs into a sophisticated and powerful criminal organization. Taoka's vision and ambition transformed the Yakuza into a force to be reckoned with. It is a story of ambition, of brutality, and of the complex legacy of a man who ruled Japan's underworld with an iron fist. Taoka's influence extended far beyond his lifetime, and his legacy continues to shape the Yakuza to this day. His life was a testament to the power of ambition and the enduring allure of the underworld. The streets of pre-war Kobe were Taoka's first classroom. The bustling avenues, filled with the chatter of street vendors and the clamor of daily life, were more than just thoroughfares. They were the very veins of the city, pulsing with the energy of its people. Born in 1913, he tasted hardship early. The era was unforgiving, and for many children like Taoka, childhood was a luxury they could not afford. Instead, they were thrust into the harsh realities of labor and survival. An orphan by the age of 9, he learned to fight for scraps in the city's harsh underbelly. The loss of his parents left a void that the streets of Kobe quickly filled with their own brutal lessons. Each day was a battle, each meal a victory. These were the formative years that forged his character resilience born of necessity, ambition fueled by deprivation. The constant struggle honed his instincts, making him sharp and unyielding. He was a child, but his eyes held the wisdom of someone far older. Kobe was a bustling port city, a melting pot of cultures, and a haven for illicit opportunities. The docks were alive with the sounds of ships coming and going, the mingling of different languages, and the exchange of goods, both legal and otherwise. The docks teemed with laborers, gamblers, and gangsters. It was a place where fortunes were made and lost, where the law was often just a suggestion. For a young boy like Taoka, it was a world ripe with possibilities. Young Taoka, small but wiry, found himself drawn to the camaraderie and brutal honesty of the Yakuza. They were men who lived by their own code, who took what they wanted and protected their own. To Taoka, they represented a family he had lost and a future he could seize. They offered protection, a sense of belonging, and a path to power that resonated with the young orphan's burning ambition. The Yakuza were more than just criminals. They were a brotherhood, bound by loyalty and honor. And Taoka was eager to prove himself worthy. He began running errands for local gangsters, proving his loyalty and ruthlessness in equal measure. Each task, no matter how small, was a step up the ladder. He learned quickly that in this world, respect was earned through action and fear. His fists were quick, his mind even quicker. He understood that brute strength was not enough. Strategy and cunning were equally important. He watched and learned, absorbing the lessons of the streets and the wisdom of the older Yakuza members. He learned to read people, to anticipate their moves, to exploit their weaknesses. It was a skill that would serve him well, not just in the violent world of the Yakuza, but in life itself. Understanding human nature became his greatest weapon. The streets were his proving ground, each brawl, each gamble, another lesson in the art of survival. Every fight was a test, every victory a testament to his growing prowess. The crucible of Kobe's underworld was shaping him into a formidable force, ready to carve out his own destiny. Taoka's ambition did not go unnoticed. From a young age, he exhibited a drive and determination that set him apart from his peers. His eyes were always on the horizon, seeking opportunities to rise above his circumstances. This relentless ambition was a beacon that drew the attention of many, but none more significant than Noboru Yamaguchi. Noboru Yamaguchi, the Oyabun of the burgeoning Yamaguchi-gumi, saw potential in the young man. Yamaguchi was a figure of immense influence and power, a man who had built his empire through a combination of shrewd strategy and unyielding strength. He was always on the lookout for individuals who could contribute to the growth and dominance of his organization. Yamaguchi, a charismatic and cunning leader, recognized Taoka's intelligence and steely resolve. He saw in Taoka a reflection of his own younger self, a man who could be molded and shaped into a formidable force within the Yakuza. Yamaguchi's keen eye for talent was one of the reasons his organization had flourished, and he was not about to let this promising young man slip through his fingers. He took him under his wing, becoming both mentor and role model. Yamaguchi's mentorship was not just about imparting knowledge, it was about instilling a sense of purpose and direction. He taught Taoka the importance of loyalty, the value of strategic thinking, and the necessity of maintaining a strong and unbreakable bond with the members of the organization. Under Yamaguchi's tutelage, Taoka thrived. He absorbed the lessons like a sponge, quickly learning the ropes of the Yakuza world. His natural aptitude for leadership and his unwavering dedication to the organization made him a standout figure among his peers. He was not just a student, he was a rising star destined for greatness. He learned the intricacies of the Yakuza code, the importance of loyalty and hierarchy, the subtle language of threats and favors. The Yakuza world was one of complex relationships and unspoken rules, and Taoka mastered them all. He understood that loyalty was the cornerstone of the organization, and that respect was earned through actions, not words. He rose through the ranks, his natural leadership qualities and unwavering loyalty earning him the respect of his peers and the trust of his superiors. His rise was not without challenges, but each obstacle he faced only served to strengthen his resolve. He became known as a man of his word, someone who could be relied upon in times of crisis. His initiation into the Yamaguchi-gumi was a solemn affair, a blood oath taken under the watchful eyes of senior members. The ceremony was steeped in tradition, a rite of passage that marked his full acceptance into the brotherhood. It was a moment of profound significance, a turning point in his life that he would never forget. It was a commitment to a life outside the law, a pledge of allegiance to the Oyabun and the Brotherhood. This was not a decision to be taken lightly. It was a vow to live by the code of the Yakuza, to uphold the values and principles that defined the organization. Taoka understood the gravity of this commitment and embraced it wholeheartedly. With the symbolic exchange of sake, Kazuo Taoka cemented his destiny, stepping irrevocably onto the path that would lead him to the pinnacle of Japan's underworld. The sake exchange was more than just a ritual. It was a binding contract, a seal of his loyalty and dedication. From that moment on, Taoka was not just a member of the Yamaguchi-gumi, he was a key player in its future, a man whose actions would shape the destiny of the organization for years to come.